I want to open our grand preview of coming attractions with the word of Unitarian Universalist William Ellery Channing. Words that one of our coming-of-age participants shared at the Teens Coming-of-Age service just this past spring. I share them because I think they frame beautifully UU Miami's unique approach to spiritual enrichment and religious exploration. He writes, "The great end in religious instruction is not to stamp our minds upon the young, but to stir up their own. Not to make them see with our eyes, but look inquiringly and steadily with their own. Not to give them definite amount of knowledge, but to inspire a fervent love of truth. Not to form an outward regularity, but to touch inward springs. Not to bind them by ineradicable prejudices, but to our particular sect or peculiar notions, but to prepare them for impartial, conscientious judging of whatever subjects may be offered to their decision. Not to burden the memory, but to quicken and strengthen the power of thought. Not to impose religion upon them in the form of arbitrary rules, but to awaken the conscience. In a word, the great end is to awaken the soul, to excite and cherish spiritual life." I share these words to highlight for those just getting to know us, and as a refresher for our longstanding members, the commitment I have to facilitating learning opportunities that are exciting and soul awakening in a space where all are truly welcomed and affirmed. I want to assure you that we don't teach that there's any single right way to think, to believe, or to express one's spirituality. We do teach that everyone deserves to search for their truth, their meaning, and they should get to freely express those beliefs. This year, both classes will be facilitated by me and a team of very important, very generous volunteers, of which you may be one, you just don't know it yet, as well as our invaluable curriculum consultant, Betty Osceola. I'm looking forward to continuing our focus on South Florida ecosystems in waves and reefs with our children's class, exploring our 7th principle by learning how to better take care of our blue boat home. Each Sunday, as you just heard us, UU Miami acknowledges that our beautiful campus sits on the ancestral lands tended by the Miccosukee, Tequesta, and Seminole peoples. Why? Well, even most of us lifelong Floridians seldom heard this truth growing up. We believe that our children, the future stewards of this sacred earth on which we live, work, and worship, should grow a deep appreciation for this space. Our often marginalized and silenced Indigenous brothers and sisters have honored and kept this truth alive for generations, and we seek to heed their call to environmental justice and land stewardship. Our children's program last year, titled Natural Beings in a Natural World, was so enriching and expanding for our UU Miami families that we've decided to continue that journey through Waves and Reefs, a curriculum of spiritual exploration through our local marine ecosystems. So sharks, turtles, and jellyfish, oh my. By learning how to better take care of our South Florida water resources and aquatic habitats, we are upholding our 7th principle. This pillar of UUism underscores our responsibility to honor and care for the interdependent web of life of which we all are a part, just like I am melding into this wonderful scenery here. I'm connected to this web around me. Today's theatrical presentation will in fact tie beautifully into this kid-friendly conservationism. Can't wait. For our teens, our adolescents, middle and high schoolers, I'm thrilled to launch Activism in Action, social justice and leadership for teens, to support our adolescents in a survey of local issues and workshops to provide them tools to work for justice, equity, and compassion in human relations, to directly quote our 2nd principle. Community service is both a necessity for the everyday Miami-Dade student, as well as a spiritual calling for our young UUs. As we often recite on Sunday mornings, love is the spirit of its faith, and Yay, A+, gold star for you. This innovative curriculum is designed for youth 12 to 17 years old to gain exposure to local causes and movements that impact the lives of everyday Miamians. Activism in Action is a program designed to give adolescents the tools they need to serve their communities and encourage them to find social causes that really resonate with them, not just because some adult is telling them you should do this. Built into our courses are opportunities for service to this congregation, off-campus service learning projects, and leadership workshops to promote the development of our socially conscious young citizens. The second Sundays of each month, they'll have more traditional workshops back in our lovely RE wing. Well, they'll learn how to discern their why. Why are they giving back? They'll learn about social justice tools like good old-fashioned letter writing and calling their public officials, as well as the treasure trove of contemporary social media justice and activism. We'll connect them with local efforts to support Miamians in matters such as, but not limited to, racial equity, LGBTQ movements, environmental justice, mental health, wealth inequality, and more. With each passing unit, participants will have the opportunity to take initiative and to begin to develop their own creative ways of giving back. Due to this emphasis on community service, participants will be eligible for approximately 10 community service hours per unit. So I'm happy to write letters of recommendation to certify that and send them forth as best they can as young leaders in our community. There's so much meaningful work going on here locally in Miami, and UU Miami has a long-standing history of siding with love. So the whole idea of this program is to help our teens meet the moment, step into this legacy that this community has built, and pave a way for a brighter future. And it truly will take a village for tomorrow's leaders to be raised, which is why we will be expanding our programming to support the parents and caregivers of our remarkable youth. Parents and caregivers as sexuality educators will be a series of workshops that I'll facilitate this fall, likely starting in October, some more details forthcoming. We have a parent survey currently circulating to nail down the dates and times. But because scientifically accurate and LGBTQ affirming education has been under attack in our state and even our local community, we know that current events have likely compounded the challenges that families typically navigate to discuss topics such as bodies, gender, sexuality, and diverse families. As a liberal spiritual community, we affirm that any family built on love is a family worth celebrating and protecting. Yes, applause for that. So we feel called to empower adults to take a proactive role in educating their children on topics such as gender identity, relationships, social media, unintended pregnancy, and consent. So those of you who are young at heart, but perhaps not technically young, don't fret. We are going to host many additional programming events, intergenerational events that will help weave together this beautiful tapestry of community. So be on the lookout for intergenerational board game nights, crafting. Further down the road, there'll be a Halloween or All Hallows Eve barbecue, and our good old Chalaka holiday pageant. So, if any of this piques your interest, which I hope it does, you are welcome to connect with me after service. I'll be here to say hello, or shoot me an email at re@uumiami.org. And now, the show must go on, so I'm going to call up Miss Beasley Boy, please.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming today. So, today we're talking about these. Okay. So, I wanted to talk a little bit about my glasses on would be great. Okay. So, my name is Beazle. And for those of you watching our service, I would like to invite you to take out your smartphone. There will be a QR code on the screen. There it is. and that's our donation page. So I'll just talk to you a little bit about what we're going to do today. I have an amazing person in the audience who's told me, don't make me stand up. So yeah, I'm going to make you stand up. This is Renee Vallier. She's right here. Yes. So Renee Vallier works at one of our Title I schools in Miami-Dade County Public Schools. I also work in a Dade County Public School. But I worked with Renee 13 years ago in a Title I school. And a Title I school provides economics where sometimes the economics are not as even. And in this case, she graciously has offered to take a group of kids who may not typically go out to Bonanza or a cleanup or something like that with the monies that we're going to collect today. And she'll use, get a bus and take those kids out to one of those DERM cleanups. After the service, you also will have the opportunity to meet Eva. She is a DERM employee, and one of her favorite things to do is to do outreach. And she has a wonderful PowerPoint to show you guys after the service. Anybody who's curious about what DERM does, they do a lot of great things.
Tell them what DERM stands for.
Yes, I can tell them what DERM stands for. I know this. My mother was a DERMite for a long time. DERM is Department of Environmental Resource Management. And so that's where your collection will go today. And I appreciate so much that you give to that cause, because I think it's great. My mom was a DERMite, like I said, and she would take me to the Bay cleanups, and my husband is a DERMite, and we go and do some of the environmental endangered land cleanups, which is wonderful. So anybody in here who has like the urge to dig their hands in the earth or pick up and clean the earth, there are so many things that you can do. And so that's where that money will go today. And thank you so much for that.
Come here.
Hey, what did you put on me?
I understood him. Did you understand him? Ay, Dios mío, ay de mí. Until now, they cannot communicate with him. As long as I get good research data about the way this works, hopefully my mom won't mind me borrowing the pod. My name is Nina. My mom invented the pod you're wearing. She wants to know how you're doing. How are you feeling?
Hey, I can finally understand one of the destructive destroyers.
Amazing! The pod works. I can't wait to tell my mom and Dr. Yove. What's your name?
Delphi? You can call me Delphi, short for dolphin. You are ruining my life, all of our lives, even your own.
What are you talking about? I'm just trying to communicate with you. Does the pod hurt that much?
Oh, no. I'm not talking about my new hat. Your 2-foot is trash. I keep getting stuck in your 2-foot is trash.
I know. We will have to do a cleanup of the beaches. I will gather all marine bio students here, of Espolinguas, Ecuador.
No, it's bigger than that. You must go on a quest.
A quest? I can't leave my studies. I'm studying to be a marine biologist. I'll fail out of school. I won't be able to stay in college.
What is more important, your personal studies or all living things?
It's not that simple.
Oh, yes, it is. Hop on.
Wait, I need water, fresh water?
Right, because you 2-footers are depleting all of the world's water supply.
Okay, I don't know what he'll say, but I'll ask my prof and see.
Okay, bye-bye. Oh, she's gonna need a blanket, because we are going to Antarctica. It's cold over there. I think someone left a thermal blanket over here by this rock.
Delphi, you're not going to believe this. He said to go. Go now. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. He wasn't even mad about me taking the pod. He said that he installed like a GPS and a tracking system. I have a water bottle, but I'm not really sure to fill it.
Oh, don't worry. Here. I know all the places to fill up your water bottle. You are going to need to eat my food, sushi.
What?
Raw fish.
Lucky for you, I've had marine survival training, so I can actually live off of fresh fish. I'll sure get my protein on this trip. Okay, I'm ready.
Alrighty. Hop on. The water's deep enough for me here. You okay?
Yeah, I got it.
Alright. It's getting cold now.
Yeah, I can feel it.
Oh, it's getting cold in the ice. Here we are. Hey.
Hey, Delphi. I'm surprised to see you this far south.
I know, right? This is Nina. We're on a quest.
But Delphi, she's a DD.
I know, but I get a good feeling in my fins about this one. Hey, will you help us with the southern region?
Only if she promises to get the word out to the other DDs who create large amounts of carbon dioxide. It's polluting our waters and airs, and we get hit twice. One from the air and then diluting into our waters.
Oh, Gui says that you have to help. You have to go to the United Nationals and help with the owls.
I think you mean United Nations? And what's an AWL?
Ah, it's your two-footers, big bosses rules.
I think you mean laws.
Ah, tomato, tomato.
So, is she gonna help?
You have to help. You have to go to the United Nations, and you have to get them to write owls.
I'll do my best.
She says she'll do her best.
Alright, here's the secret. Save the whales.
Ah!
They're the key to this. I'm surprised those other DDs haven't figured it out, or they take better care of my big bros.
Oh, you have to go.
I have this big cup, and it doesn't matter that they're polluting the air with black, disgusting smoke, right? Right? Whatever. The main important key is figuring out where Nina and her endangered friends are going. You know why? Because we know where the best endangered lands are. So we can build Yove hotels, Yove malls, and Yove bars. If I can buy on them and build on all of them, I can make a lot of money, honey.
You've got to go and write the owls.
I don't get it. I mean, I love the whales. They're beautiful and majestic, but how do they affect our ecosystems?
Oh, Gui says that one whale can significantly reduce the carbon dioxide in the air. So, Willie! Oh, look! Willie, you'll take us?
Remember, guys, there are bigger whales out there than me, so make sure to protect us, because we really help reduce carbon dioxide.
Ugh, I had to follow that whale across the ocean. Does it really matter about the whales? We're breathing right now, aren't we? Live in the moment. Does it really matter if the next generation can't breathe? We don't need these whales.
Thank you, Willie!
Bye-bye.
Aye, you guys made it to Australia. That's great. I saw you on Google Earth swimming on Big Brother Whale's back. But we've got a problem here. There's this guy. He's really, really bad. And between him and the other GDs who don't care about the carbon footprint, we are dying here, dying! Well, not me. I'm a kangaroo, so I don't need H2O, like these two-footed babies. Kids, you have to convince Nina. Everyone, you have to convince her to stop the man. Stop the man from endangering the lands.
But how can I? How can I reach him?
You have to go. You have to talk to the people in the United League Nationals. There are people there who care.
Again, it's United Nations.
All right. All of you speak Penguin. That's great that you don't need a man-computer telepathy thingy. Now, we gotta cruise on over to China.
Oh! Hey, kids, you want to help us? Come. Come on, kids. Come. Thank you. We're cruising on the ship. Here you go, right here, baby. You're helping us. It's really fast. We're just gonna go 4 steps to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you. If you guys sit right there, I'll call you up in a minute too. Thanks.
I have this big nail and this really big hammer. I'm going to punch a hole in their ship so they can't make it to China. Here I go. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Oh no! The hammer fell into the ocean!
So now that we're in Asia, who do we have to find?
Oh, we are looking for Mao. He is a panda, and he likes to hang out on this side of the coast.
But I thought that pandas usually live in bamboo forest. Yeah, and forests aren't usually this close to the coast.
You are right, but Mao likes to come over here and tell us about the destructive destroyers.
That's right. And those two-leggers are getting worse as time goes by.
Mao! Oh, Mao, it's good to see you.
Delphi, it's good to see you too. But what are you doing with a kangaroo, a penguin, and what is that thing over there? Is that a DD? I thought you hated humans.
No, I don't. Well, okay, I strongly dislike them, but this one is good. She is going to help us. She's going around the world and collecting clues and gonna help us with the United League Nationals.
Oh.
Delphi, have you asked her for support yet?
No, not yet.
Well, what are you waiting for? I gotta complete this quest as soon as possible. I gotta get back to my studies.
Okay, Mao.
I'm assuming you would like my support?
Yes.
Okay, but on one condition. She has to promise to tell the United League Nationals to help endangered species like me.
Okay. You have to go to the United League Nationals and you must help endangered species.
Okay, I promise.
Did she promise?
Yes.
Okay. Here's the key to getting all these humans to plant trees. I have seeds for you.
Ooh.
Do you promise to plant them?
Oh, that's a wonderful step. Getting those kids out there and planting trees. That's a wonderful first step.
No problem.
So, Delphi, have you got the support?
Don't you see all these little green thumbs? Hold up your seeds, kids. Ah, there they are. We don't want to be late. We've got to go on our next step. We're going on a train to Denmark. Hey, kids, come on. Here we go. Grab the train. Thank you. We're going to Denmark here. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
going to pull the train tracks off course. Here I go. Oh, this is heavy. Oh no! I'm too weak to pull the train tracks off course.
Hey, did you guys see that guy?
Ah!
He was really weird.
What guy?
He looked like an old man.
Hello there. I am Noah.
Hi, Noah. I'm Nina. I'm so glad I found you. I'm from Ecuador.
Ecuador? That's pretty far. What brings you to Copenhagen?
Basically, we're trying to save the world. Joey here says there's an imposter biologist buying up endangered lands, and Mouse says that you may be able to help.
This seems pretty serious.
It is.
Did that dolphin just talk?
Yep, that's my mammopod. You can understand animals when they talk to you, just like Delphi did. I'm studying to be a marine biologist. I work with Dr. Yove back in Ecuador.
Oi, Delphi, tell these DDs to stop their chit-chat. We have to figure out who the imposter is.
Hey. What's going on? Get this party started.
Okay, I'm on it. Dolphy, can I borrow your mammal? Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
There seems to be lots of buttons on there.
Can I help?
Yes, hold this while I try to undo. Ow! Yeah.
It's really weird.
All the paperwork is completed. The endangered land will be mine in no time.
That was Dr. Yove.
Dr. Yove the imposter? Oh wait, the animals don't know yet.
Help Delphi.
Oh, what did he say?
Dr. Yove the imposter!
What? No way! Dr. Yove is the imposter!
What? No way!
That's what I said!
Nina, we need to stop Dr. Yove from his evil plans.
How could I have not known?
How could he have known? He was secretive and evil. He was hiding everything from you.
But I trusted him. My mom trusts him. She could be in danger because of how closely she works with him.
Look, evil people are tricky. You don't know what they're doing from what you are. You are trying to save these endangered lands while he's over here trying to buy them out. You've just been trying to do the best, and I'm pretty sure if you tell your mom all of this, she'll be more than happy from separating her work from his. You've been doing the best, and you deserve the best.
Okay, who's ready to save the world?
Wait. You cannot just go running off and whipping up owls. You need a royal leader. You need a lioness from Africa.
Are you sure she won't eat us?
I'll talk to her. I smell really, really bad, so she won't want to eat me.
Hey kids, are you ready to go to Africa?
Oh no, the boat is sinking!
No, we've got helpers. They're gonna help us. Here we go.
I wonder how bad all this films on here.
I love this shit. They've got great ice cream.
Dolphin-friendly ice cream.
Dolphin-friendly ice cream.
Hey Noah, I think I can see France. Selfie?
C'est bon vote to France!
Bonjour!
Here we are in Morocco, Africa.
I wonder where the queen could be.
Rawr!
Yummy, a panda. I love Asian food. It'll tide me over for the long trek home.
Listen, Your Highness, you really don't want to eat me. I smell extremely bad because of chemically treated bamboo. Smell.
Oh, yuck, what is that?
I just said it's chemically treated bamboo.
We lions have so many chemicals in our watering holes, left over from the DDs.
See, you need to help with the DD's destruction of endangered lands as well.
But wait, why me?
Well, because we're gonna go talk to United Nationals and get the owls passed.
I suppose I'll help, as long as Nina makes sure African water is made cleaner.
That's a wonderful queen right there.
Oh, no.
Oh, there it is. Hey, kids, we're gonna fly to New York City. You ready?
New York. Here we go, guys. Awesome plane.
That was a fast ride.
This is my last chance. I have this really big rock, and I'm gonna put it into the propeller so they can't go to New York City. Here I go. Phew. Oh no, it's coming loose. It looks like it's gonna hit me.
Thanks, kids. Can you leave me over here so I can eavesdrop?
Me too.
Dear United Nations, I'm here with the animal leaders from around the world to tell you that Dr. Yove has been using loopholes that will destroy the 7 continents.
It's true.
She's telling the truth.
Yeah. You'll write a new law that will stop him in his tracks. There he is! Catch him!
Please don't tease me. I'll give you all of these to endangered lands. I'll even help you protect them.
They got him, and they'll said they'll change the law, and that all endangered lands will be protected.
What is the law?
What you guys call owls.
Oh. We are the
Champions. Come on, everyone, my friends. And we'll keep on fighting till the end. Bum, bum, bum. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of the world.
I think, okay. Bless you. Good afternoon. I'll try not to interrupt the pizza too much. And I'm grateful to be here. As Beazle said, this is one of the the highlight of my job. I love coming to people and talking about the work that DERM does every day. Just a little bit about myself. My name's Eva. I'm a DERMite, very proud DERMite. We're a family. Once a DERMite, always a DERMite. This is my 24th year with the county, and I'm a special projects administrator. I actually hit on a lot of the topics that you guys discussed today. Social justice, I grew up in the inner city, not exposed to our environment. I am first generation college student, first generation in the US, and I suffered from a lot of the issues that we face, especially when it comes to environmental issues, not fully being aware of our environment or what opportunities there are. So I was lucky enough to have amazing teachers in the public school system that really helped and guided me to be able to be where I am today. So for that, I'm forever grateful for our public education system. Yeah, you cannot say enough. We are actually now a division of environmental resources management. We used to be a department. Maybe one day we'll be again, but for now we are a division. Next slide. So just a little bit of Miami-Dade County, because we're in a county that has 2.7 million people currently. We have about 2,431 square miles, bigger than the two smallest states. I'm from Delaware, so Dade County is bigger than Delaware. We have 34 municipalities and 2 national parks, Biscayne National, Everglades National. We have about 24 million visitors, and our tourism industry is one of the biggest economic drivers in this county. So with almost 3 million people, 24 million tourists coming in and out of the county, you can guess that the environmental resources in Dade County are critical importance. You know, it goes beyond just having our resources here. One of the ones that we protect, I'm sorry, just a lot of emotions today. So I explained Miami-Dade County. I'm usually a lot better at this. My apologies. I do have a lot of emotions right now, and I really don't want to go into it because I'm going to cry up here. So what is DERM? DERM is the Division of Environmental Resources Management. Conceptually, we are the county's EPA agency. So for those of you that are familiar with the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, they set a lot of rules and regulations for the federal government. We basically control the local government. We have a lot of ordinances that we institute every day. We're currently instituting one for properties that are served by septic systems, which we're referring to as on-site sewage treatment and disposal systems, because a local government is more in tune with the environmental stresses that we face. And for us, whether it's the water that we drink, or it's the economic engine of tourism that we support through people coming to visit the national parks or visiting Biscayne Bay. I mean, the economy, tourism economy in Dade County, it provides about, $17 billion. And why do people come to Miami-Dade County? They come in large part to come and enjoy our beaches, to enjoy our bay, to see, whether it's swimming with the dolphins or up close and personal with the manatees, with the alligators in the parks. That's a big reason why people come to the county. So as a division, we're charged with not only protecting the resources that we need to live, our air, our water, our soils, but also these natural ecosystems. And not just for the people that are here today, but for our younger generation that's actually going to have to deal with all the issues moving forward as they become amplified. So there are a lot of regulations that come from the federal government and from the state government that are delegated to DERM to enforce. So when you're thinking of asbestos regulations or federal pretreatment regulations, those are all things that are handled by our local government. Next slide. And just to give you an idea of why we came into an existence in the 60s, people were thinking ahead, that it was even before the EPA had its founding, there was a zoning application that came to the county, and they wanted to put a petroleum refinery in Biscayne Bay. So and knowing you guys, I don't know if everyone's been out to the Bay, but if you can imagine having an oil refinery right on the Bay, you know, that's when people took a step back and said, you know, we got to think about this a little bit more. Is this the smartest thing to have this? And thankfully, they voted against it, but that's how we came into existence as a agency. They have the pollution control ordinance came, and the basis, the genesis of that is, next slide, it was really to make sure that those resources are protected for public health, safety, and welfare. So the air that you breathe affects your health and your well-being. The water that you drink affects your health and well-being. And while all the animals that were in the play were beautiful and symbolic of our natural systems, at the end of the day, most of our regulations came to be because we needed to protect our public health, welfare, and safety. And so we can't have you breathing in the air from a refinery or drinking water that's contaminated as I think it was in the bamboo for the panda. You know, we have to make sure that we protect these resources so you guys have a long, healthy, safe life. And that's the genesis of most of these regulations. Next slide. As I said, the DERM is charged with protecting air, water, soils, and our natural systems. I mean, it's clear visually whether you're taking in, you know, we actually have great ambient air quality in Miami-Dade County. It's continuously monitored by our inspectors. We report on it. It's available for everyone to see on the website. Our groundwater is tested continuously by our inspectors, and especially in areas where there's sources of possible contamination. Does everybody know where we get our drinking water from in Dade County? I see you guys already know. Yes, it's from the Biscayne Aquifer. The problem with that is that it's really our sole source, and unlike other parts of the county or the country where maybe there's a protective clay layer or maybe it's really deep in the water, that's not the case for us. Our groundwater is shallow, it's in an unconfined aquifer, and it's continuously moving. So that's something to think about. And do you guys have an idea of how much water we use? Next slide, please. So just an idea, 300 million gallons of water a day on average are pumped out of our aquifer. As Beasel's play pointed out, water is a very limited resource. Not water in, yes, we have a lot of salt water, 71% of the ocean is, 71% of our earth is covered by water, but less than 3% of that is fresh water, and about 1% of that is available for us to drink. So we're actually pretty lucky in Miami-Dade County that we have this water source that's clean, that's relatively clean, that we pump 300 million gallons of water from, and that right at this time requires minimal treatment. And that has a lot to do with the work that our department does, whether it's restricting the uses that are in the areas where we actively pump water from. That's called our well field protection. Sampling, I mean, actually, if we could go to the next slide. Oh, sorry, I jumped ahead of myself on this. But that water is what we're working actively to protect. And we do face a lot of challenges because when you're bringing in 24 million visitors a day, do they know the challenges that we face? Do they know where we get our water? Do they know not to litter or not to, dispose of things improperly, whether it's chemicals? They're not really in tune. And then you have a local population that's continuously growing, that we face all these additional stresses from, whether it's more housing, whether it's a greater need. We're trying to keep all of our lawns green by applying fertilizers. But we've been around for a long time as a county, and a lot of the infrastructure as well that we have in the ground is aging. right? So you have sewer lines that are susceptible to, to breakage just from it's gone beyond its life, or you have a developer that's coming in and accidentally breaks the sewer line. So if a sewer line is leaking, or a septic tank is failing, or we spill chemicals on the ground, or there's a gas station that has tanks underground that are leaking, all of that has the potential to affect what? Our water, right? So that's, that's why it's so important, the work that we do. And while we're not perfect, we're always seeking to improve. We try and strive every day, whether it's through the rules and regulations that we write, whether it's the inspections that we perform, the samples that we take, to make sure that we're coming at this problem from all angles. Because it's not even that. There's some that are beyond our county. Sea level rise is a huge issue that's going to impact us, whether it's from stormwater structures that don't function properly because they're not designed to have king tides at this level, or what used to be a 10-year rain event happening every year. These are all stresses that are affecting our environment, that we are, not only do we research, we legislate, we inspect, we enforce, we do all of these things to try and protect these resources. Next slide. I just wanted to give you guys an example. I think you can see on there the cost of water. And remember that I said that we pump out about 300 million gallons. The first one is the cost of the water that we get right now from the Biscayne Aquifer. And it's about $3 million per 15 million gallons a day. So for every 15 million gallons a day that we pump out, it costs us about $3 million to get it from the Biscayne Aquifer right now. The next source of water, it's a new project that we're paying into as a county. It's called the C51 Canal Project, which is actually recharging our aquifer down here, but it's double. And when I give this presentation to students and I ask them, where do we get our water from? A lot of times they think that we get it from the ocean. And if you look at the last graph there, that's how much it would cost for us to pull 15 million gallons of water out if we had a desalination plant. And instead of pulling it from the groundwater, we actually pulled it from the ocean and took the salt out and made it drinkable. I mean, when you're looking at $33 million per 15 million gallons versus 3 million gallons, imagine the impact as a community if we had to change. It's not just brushing your teeth or drinking water because you need that to sustain. It's growing our crops. It's every process, every manufacturing process that involves water. I mean, cooking, cleaning, every aspect of our life is affected by water. So the work that we do is of critical importance, and having as many people be aware of how important it is just all ambassadors. So, and every little bit that we do really makes a difference. So next slide, please. Just to give you a little idea of the things that we do, as I explained before, we regulate, we do plan reviews. So whenever there is construction that's happening, DERM's doing a review. Is that in an area that's a protected well field? Is it going to be served by something other than sewers? Nowadays you cannot, we just passed rules starting 2023, you cannot put a standard septic system in to serve, because a septic system isn't connected to the treatment plant. It's discharging. It's really only meant to break down solids, and everything else that is in that septic tank is going out into the drain field. And when it goes into the drain field, eventually it percolates through into our groundwater. So all of our new systems have to be designed to remove they're nutrients, as people think, phosphorus and nitrogen, but they're actually pollutants when they come into the bay, because they can lead to other issues such as the red tides that you guys have seen, the algae blooms, the fish kills. That's caused from having all these excess pollutants in the bay. And one of those sources is from septic systems that were, the technology for them was developed in the 1800s. So we're trying to bring that into today's society. And this is us in action. This is us sampling, inspecting soils, water. We're out in the bay looking at the impacts to seagrass. Every part of what you consider the environment, whether it's tree canopy, and you know, the lack of tree canopy in our county, or a contamination of the park, which happened with the incinerator when we found that there were high levels of arsenic and other things left over and made the park unsafe for our kids. We're the ones that are involved in making sure that those parks get cleaned up, that the water underneath of it is safe, or if not, that it's contained in a manner that's not going to impact the community at large. So what can you do? I mean, at the end of the day, we can regulate from our end, and it's easier to, you know, regulate businesses, but you have 2.7 million people that live here. And can we go house to house telling everybody? No, we can't. I mean, that's the hard part. So, you know, I think the kids in their play, it was really about awareness and arming yourself with knowledge. What are the issues that we're facing as a community? You know, to make the best informed decision. You know, that, you know, something as simple as throwing out, letting a balloon go. That's a big thing. You know, letting balloon go. They wind up eventually in the bay, and whether it's through a canal, whether it's taken by wind, you know, or however it gets there, just flying out and winding up into the water. Our animals, you know, whether it's Delphi the dolphin, you know, they don't know that that's not food, and a lot of our animals have been found, whales, dolphins, turtles, with plastics in their stomach. And basically it causes them to starve to death because they can't digest it. So whether it's not making sure you don't let a balloon go, or making sure that, you know, instead of using a single-use plastic, that you look for something that's reusable, or you just say no to the straw. Those are little things that you can do. Or volunteering to, I mean, it goes beyond just cleaning up at the bay, right? It's like, let's not litter. It goes beyond just, you know, understanding these issues. And the plants that we were given out, all of those helping to provide natural habitat for all of the creatures that were here, or planting trees to reduce the heat effect. I mean, those are all things that we can do, you know. But I think the most important is just really understanding what are these environmental concerns that we have, and what, as an average person, because I'm not going to be able to solve climate change by myself. That's not going to happen. We can't regulate our way out of these. We need people to make better decisions. You know, so why is it that the whale is important? You know, holding 32 over its life, you know, 32 tons of carbon dioxide inside as a living animal, as a living creature. Why are mangroves important? Taking carbon dioxide out of the air and putting it into the soils where it stays and doesn't contribute to our greenhouse effect. Those are all the little things that, how they connect, are really important, and just steps that we can take into the right direction. And I welcome all of you. We're giving out free trees on September 24th for Adopt a Tree down at South Dade Cultural Arts Center. We have native trees, we have fruit trees that we give out to homeowners in the county. And as Beazle mentioned, we also have our environmental endangered land work days that anyone can come and join. The calendar is going to come out. Those are lands that you guys own. They're not DERM lands, they're not Miami-Dade County lands, they're lands that are owned by the community at large. And right now we have almost 21,000 acres of land, and we have different days. Some are open for you guys to go, so you can go to a pine rockland and maybe see an endangered tiger beetle, or you can go to some of our mangrove areas that are just absolutely beautiful. Just make sure you come prepared for the mosquitoes. So if you guys have any questions for me, I'm sorry I was off to a little bit of a rough start, but I just had a fellow Dermite pass away yesterday, and I actually felt really welcome here, and it just really reminded me of her. So it took me a little second there to get on track, but thank you for this opportunity, and if you guys have any questions, I do have shirts for everyone, and I have some informational stickers if you guys would like, and we welcome all of your recommendations. We welcome all of your recommendations, or if ever you guys see anything, we have a 24-hour complaint response line, whether it's a fish kill, sanitary nuisance, there's sewage on the ground, or stormwater structures are overflowing. 24/7, you guys can call us. We respond to you. At the end of the day, we're public servants, so just let us know what we can do, okay? And thank you for the opportunity. And again, I'm sorry it was off to a rough start there.